Thursday. It's 8 o'clock, and it is the Big Detecting Show.
And it is the Big Detecting Show.
Good evening. Good evening, dear. Good evening. Good evening, everyone.
What are you looking at over there?
What? Oh, my friend.
The producer, obviously.
Yes, the production crew team. Yeah. You had a busy week. You went to a detectorist's wedding, didn't you?
I did indeed go to a detectorist wedding. I was best man at Shane's wedding, which was most delightful. Thoroughly enjoyed it. Made up to see Shane and Kim tie the lot.
Nice.
And obviously see some of my detecting buddies there, including Seb from Regden's. He came to the nighttime do, so it was nice to see Seb outside of shop and outside of metal detecting.
Did he try and pick a fight?
He brought his girlfriend, and she was like, she was the trouble, mate. She was the trouble. Proper kicking off.
Yeah.
Seb was well behaved. He had to apologise profusely. Whoa, Donna, you've seen a picture of Dave in a suit. We don't talk about that. It never happened. It's forgotten about. That's it. We don't need to go on, do we?
No. Did he have detectors like that outside the church when he came out?
No, we discussed it, but obviously, not everybody could be there at the same time. So detector-wise, sadly not.
You were a little bit sad with your manticore holding it up on your own.
Yeah.
Outside. Yes. I'd do it if I got married again, but I'm not getting married again. I'm never getting married again.
And obviously, thanks to everybody who sent good wishes to Shane and Kim on their behalf,
always,
because he's not here. And he spent the day not going to Wales like I told everybody. He didn't go to Wales like I told everybody, but he's had a few days here and there, and went to Diddley Squat yesterday to Jeremy Clarkson's, just to try and get some metal detecting permission, I think. But he went all the way down to Cotswolds for the day with just him and his bride yesterday.
Lovely. Well done, Shane. Talking of detecting,
that's what we do.
We haven't got a guest tonight. Well, we've got a guest appearance, Mr. Gary Cook, who's going to say something about the Rodney Cook Memorial next year,
which I don't even know yet.
No, and it's going to be quite interesting. So if you're in here, he'll be along shortly. And if you've also bought this month's Treasure Hunt Team magazine and you've got some spare darts or a marker pen.
Sorry, hold on a minute. I apologise.
What?
Apologies, I forgot I was faffing doing other things.
There he is, little Gary. Look.
Cheeky little.
Sorry, it's a bit creased, but I've took it to bed with me for the last few nights. But yeah, Gary's in there, and there's a write-up on RCM in there this month, and he'll be on shortly, Gary. That's out on now. It's out now, actually. Treasure Hunting magazine. And we've also got the Detectorist Bible book, Finds Identified. 2 came out a few years ago. So we had Finds Identified 1, and we had Finds Identified 2.
And Identifying Detective Finds and Discovering Jill. Whoa, what's this?
Finds Identified 3.
Oh, you've kept that a secret, mister.
Yeah. And this is going to be on everyone's Christmas list.
Whoa, and whoa.
So I've got a little video of it actually. Because this materials manufacture and design. So it's really interesting because it goes into detail about how things were made from it goes right from Bronze Age up to the Roman period. So you've got a mixture there of flint arrowheads and Roman coins and everything in between. I've got a little video. Shall I play it whilst we're talking?
Please.
It's not a music one. It's not an advert. It's just literally me putting it on my desk and flicking through the pages. But, oh, here we go. Oh, this is quite clever. So I can share this, Dave, and people can just look at it and see what's in it. Right. So, you seeing that?
Hello. Oh, look at you. Same desk as I.
So, 500,000 BC to 8. So, if you've got everything in there, there's a little introduction. This is obviously put together by the British Museum, along with Paz. I think and Jelly, who came on the show, detecting metal detect. I saw her last night, and she found a arrowhead, stone flint arrowhead, last week, and she was showing me. It's absolutely amazing. Oh, look. So it starts off all these little things that we'd love to find in the hobby. How stuff was made out.
Otis Arms, Tom Dempster found what looks like a Paleolithic hand axe.
Oh, lovely!
Not dissimilar as a surface.
Talking of axes,
surface find this week. Oh, look at the quality.
I'm pulling like 20, 30 pages at a time, but it shows you how stuff was made. Dead bodies. Which someone likes. Oh, it's a mirror.
Not that you've read it.
No, it's a Roman mirror because I was talking to someone last night. I went to Julian Evanhart's fine surgery. That was packed out the pub.
Is that when he does like minor operations on fines?
Oh dear. Oh, what's going on there? Yes.
Why have you got a picture of loom bands in there then?
Spiritual surgery. Yeah. So fantastic book, very well put together, and beautiful. You can. This is coming out on Monday, but you can pre-order it now. I'm not looking in the chat, Dave. So if anyone's saying anything in the chat,
I don't know. I was looking at the book, so I'll zoom up a bit.
So there we go.
Yes. That was actually, just so everybody knows, it wasn't Finds Identified 1. It wasn't Finds Identified 2. It is the soon-to-be published and released Finds Identified 3, which Finds Identified... What was 1 and 2 concentrating, Adrian? I can't see.
Oh, I can't remember. I've got 2 next to me.
Hold on, let me go over here.
I lent mine to someone, and I can't remember. Finds Identified, and I can't remember who. So I've got to get another one, maybe for Christmas. But we identify and detect.
It's nothing like that. It's just a Finds Identified book. Finds Identified 2. Can you hear me all right?
Sort of, yeah. Sounds like you're in a toilet.
Fittings and ornaments. So number 3 is
material manufacture and design. So if you want to buy it or you want it on your Christmas list, I reckon it's going to sell out quick because Finds Identified.
So if the lovely Mrs. Angela Sherwin isn't watching, Derek, when you go through the Argos catalogue and you write everything down, circle everything, just superimpose a picture of Finds Identified.
Yes. It's available from all good metal detecting distributors that we know. I won't name them because I'll miss one out and get told off. And Greenlight Publishing, who are the publishers, you can get it from them direct. It's free delivery. So it's greenlightpublishing.com, all one word. And you can also get it from Metal Detecting Books, or just put it in Google. And I think you can get it off eBay and Amazon soon as well. But get it direct from Greenlight. Brilliant. That is going to be a good book. Well, it is a good book. I've only flicked through it. There are some other books out. Should I talk about them?
Yes, because I don't know about these either.
This is, I don't know how people write them. This book here, Hooks, Clasps and Eyes, right, by Brian Reed, well-known Brian Reed. If I just show you how much flipping research has gone into this, and also how many of them how many finds I've identified through here. Let's go on to here. So I'll flick through this one again. Look how thick that book is on Hooks, Clasps and Eyes. It's ridiculous. And before I forget, finds identified is 3. The new book out is $32.95. And this is new out as well. This is again available from greenlightpublishing.com and Metal Detecting Books. Look at this. This bloke has gone into, there's so much research in here, photographs and illustrations. Can you honestly imagine? And the illustrations are hand drawn as well. This is 20 quid. It's nothing, is it?
I love the way you're doing that hands-free now.
Yeah. So, that's out. But there's so many Hooks, Clasps and Eyes in there. Look, it just keeps going, that book. Someone's going to pause it and not buy it and print out each page. But yeah, look, it's just, and then there's a bit of history about it and a Roman soldier. So, yeah, Hooks, Clasps and Eyes. Looks quite good, that does. Look, move the mouse to stop recording. And there is another book, but I'll go on about that one later on. And that is, I'll show you that. This is my favourite one. Irregular and Counterfeit Coins of Roman Britain. And there's loads. And I love it, especially when my mate James finds a silver denarii and then finds out that it's actually a fake.
Hi to Holly Whitney in the chat. Can I just say, Holly, you may not have been here right at the very start, but you actually missed this.
It's Thursday, it's 8 o'clock, and it is the big detecting show.
You just can't get away from him, can you?
Reaper. Yes. That I saw that at the beginning. That's very good.
But Holly might not have seen it, you see. Holly might have missed it.
Yeah, a lot of people. There's quite a few watching. But yes, we've got Gary Cook on shortly, haven't we? Have we sent him the information?
No, not sent anything over as yet. I didn't know what time you'd arranged to bring him on. The
way I look at it, the quicker we get him on, the quicker we can get rid of him.
If we have him on at 9:25, gives him 5 minutes.
That's true. And he's probably in his pajamas now, like he normally does. He might be with John. But
there was a third book that you also mentioned, wasn't there? Then I missed that one because I was faffing behind the scenes because I do that.
Faffing, yeah. And I think it's good because at Christmas, when you're a detectorist, you've pretty much got all your sort of gear predominantly, unless you want a new Manticore. Here we go.
Ooh. Irregular and counterfeit coins of Roman Britain.
And there was a lot of them. A hell of a lot of them. I think this is £20.
How have you recorded that, Adrian?
Oh, I've got this expensive rig. No, it's just put the phone on top of
your head.
Yeah, I've got a head cam. But this, if you like reading as well as a few pictures, this is very, very interesting. And there's a few counterfeits that I've always been dubious of, and this book helps you identify them quite clearly. So that again is available from Greenlight Publishing, Metal Detecting Books. Just Google it if you can remember. Irregular and Counterfeit Coins of Roman Britain. So there's some nice little Christmas gift ideas there, and there's also a few other things which I'm going to bring out on the show next week, Dave, which are ideal, like stocking fillers that your kids and that. Hugh Williams that people can put on their Christmas list.
Well, if I remove that, Adrian, and bring back this, you'll see that already on Greenlight Publishing, as well as obviously Finds Identified 3 is already on there with the blurb and price and whatnot, and some other nice images. You've also got what we've just looked at, the irregular and counterfeit coins of Roman Britain.
It is £20, yeah.
Hooked clasp and eyes on the metal detecting finds range.
Oh, sorry, it's $26.95. Sorry, I've got the price wrong on that. I was going to say
there was also another one sat in there as well.
Coins of England
books.
Yeah, that's going to be available. Well, it's actually Sovereign now.
Right.
Yeah.
Sovereign what?
The publishing company is Sovereign.
Oh, right. It says at the top Spink coin book. So,
well, it is a Spink coin book, yeah. But
so you've got pre-decimal, Coins of England 2025 pre-decimal, and Coins of England 2025 post-decimal. So there's two different there.
And I think post-decimal's never been that popular, but since blinking Rupert the Bear and Paddington Bear coins have come out, and you hear these stories of people selling a 20p at auction for like £1,000. It's becoming
clickbait on some random website that pops up on Facebook.
Yeah. But there's some little things there, and there's next week on the show I'm going to have a few little bits, sort of 10 quid, 20 quid, 30 quid metal detecting related not books that people can possibly put on their Christmas list. So I might even get some free ones.
And I got some bits and bobs this past week that you were shocked of the price that I paid for it on China's top selling website.
Go on, you upset everyone.
There's my little, I say little, it's a massive fishing box that I thought, I'll have a look at that, which is most delightful. Smaller bits at the top, bigger bits at the bottom. Two different little areas to put your wares into. And then sadly, I forgot to bring the other one downstairs, but I got a digging thing, trowel.
Yeah, you did.
Which,
very nice size.
Is a replica of well-known brands, more or less. But the quality of it, and I've sent Adrian photographs, the quality of it is astoundingly good considering the price that I paid for it on said.
Yes,
wholesaler.
English Prospector. I got one of those wire brush cleaners for the composite pen. Yeah, it's one of my favourite bits. And talking of composite, do you know what? Next week we'll do some giveaways.
Next week we actually have a guest joining us who'll be discussing their future coming video supplements. Would you say, Adrian? How's that sound?
Yes, what it is, Julian Evan Hart, me and him sat down last week in a studio. Well, so we tried to make it a studio. And we basically have started filming all Jules' metal detecting finds over the last 50 years. And he's sitting there going through them. And we're going to share them on TikTok, Instagram, Book of Faces, and YouTube, the Treasure Hunting Magazine YouTube channel. So it'd be quite interesting watching those. So that'll be coming up. And he's going to talk to us about that. And he's also going to go through his book, mydetectinglife.co.uk. That's not a... Well, you can actually. That's his website, I think, where you can buy it. But yeah, he's going to sit down and chat.
And also his other book about the air archaeology one as well.
Yeah, I mean, he's written. I think he's written dozens of books and helped write towards books. But yeah, really, really looking forward to Jules coming on, and hopefully we might be able to give away some prizes next week. I'm sure Jules will give us one of his books, and also I might try and get Finds Identified 3. That'd be nice, wouldn't it? Give it away.
Or we could keep it and give it away as a Christmas present.
Or we could put it on eBay and sell it and use the money to
fund
on
our
vouchers.
illicit habits in soil sniffing.
Oh,
he's done it. Do you know what he's done there? I noticed you banned somebody and he's come back from a different place.
Yeah,
and you can't time him out on Facebook.
No. Gym painting. I don't know if you noticed, Jim, but you've got a picture with Dave on the header for the YouTube show tonight. Oh, on the YouTube. I thought I'd use a picture of Jim and Dave. He's easy.
I thought it was Harry C. coming, Dave.
Harry C. It does look like Harry C. In that photo. He's easy enough watching some of the YouTube detecting videos as he's suffering from land envy. I could post some on Green Waste, but nobody would be envious. No. You'll be all right, Jim. With your dads too now.
Jim, who I met for the first time in face-to-face at the RCM No Frills, actually won a day as 2 at the event, and he's got about 20 hours on it. He's just said in the chat, and he's absolutely loving it. Are you drinking water again?
Yes.
You must be so detoxed, it's untrue.
No. Those who watched the show last week, random show, I was not well. I thought I had COVID or flu or something, but I've been ill over a week, coughing and all that. And I'm drinking water in a level head glass. Have you had level head?
No.
It's a funny shaped glass.
I thought you were offering me it, and I was going to say thanks.
No, I am detoxing. Going back to Jules' fine surgery, I went to that last night. Felt all right. And those who are asking, it's in Braintree in Essex in a pub called the Swan in Rain. But you basically turn up with your detecting fines. It's not a club. You don't pay any money. You don't have to wear a funny T-shirt or anything. You just walk in, have a pint, and Jules is sitting there, among other very high up people in the hobby.
Influential.
Gordon Bailey, who's written Identifying Your Detector Fines 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. He's been detecting, I think, for 60 years. And he's got a wealth of knowledge. He just looks at it and goes, yeah, that's that. Yeah, worth about whatever. But yeah, it was a good night last night. But there was a guy there. He's got a Garrett. Oh, not AT Pro, AT Max. Detecting a while. He goes, look, found a gold coin. Gold Angel. Absolutely mint. And I think he thought it was worth only a few £100, and it's probably could be. I reckon the condition of it could go to auction, possibly fetch 10 grand. But there's also people there with things that are random that you sit there just all talking around the table. What do you reckon that is? What do you reckon? It's lovely, nice evening, good night last night. And I took the Manticore with the 18-inch coil, which I've had now for a couple of months, and a lot of people are interested in that. A lot of people are interested in it. Hello, Graham Dempsey. Good evening. Whereabouts in Essex? English? It's Braintree. So it's between Chelmsford and sort of Colchester way.
It's somewhere. Rob Random has said his first piece of information that's not Rob Random ever. Can you warn people to be careful if they get emails to get free gear, especially Sigma cameras? A detecting channel just got hacked via this. Be careful all. Thank you, Mr. Random.
Oh, what was it? An email?
Yes, for Sigma cameras, free stuff.
Yeah, nothing's free. His nan lives in Harlow. There you go, English Perspective. It's the first Wednesday of the month, and it's the Swan pub in Rain, RAY.
Oh, I thought you were said before it was called the Swan in Rain, and I was thinking of the sign with a swan in the rain.
Oh no, no, because it's inside.
Oh right.
Yeah, and that was a good night. And Jelly was there, Jelly Morgan, who was on the show a few weeks ago, which was very nice. And she wants me to go detecting with her, which would be good. Right. Should we get that bloke on? Then we can get rid of him.
Send him his link.
How do I send it to him?
Okay, Stephen Brain, I will follow up on that for you. I know that the chap who's running it at the moment's been a bit behind. I'll follow up on that for you. Don't worry.
Oh, so I was just reading. Oh, yeah.
So have you been? Obviously, you've not been detecting this past week, and I've been not detect. Can't even remember what I did last weekend. Probably that much has gone on in the world of me. What did I do last week? No, can't remember. Gone. I know I didn't go detecting anyway, and you've not been detecting. We decided when we don't have a guest, we're going to start to have a topic as it goes, and we chose tonight's topic between us, and it was basically off the back of Donna Martin, the conversation me, Donna, and Adrian had yesterday, and she said something, and I picked up on it randomly and said, yeah, we should do that. So we were discussing things that we had individually thrown away instead of keeping everything and putting it in your bucket in the shed. What you've thrown away. Donna said something, and I can't remember because I'm tired. And Adrian said he can't think he's thrown anything of historical value away himself, but he did throw something. Oh, you thought something.
I said what I threw away.
Yeah, but originally you said not detecting wise, but you found you thought of something that you've thrown away of historical value, but wasn't detecting related that you'd found.
No.
And I came up with something about I don't even know what it was anymore. It was something. Oh, it was the Spear of Destiny that I once found and threw it away. And then obviously I was lying and realised I had the same as Adrian, thrown something away or left something at a previous premises myself. So in the chat, just give us a brief bit about something that you know that you've thrown away in the past, or something that you've even put in your finds bucket in the shed, and then come back to it later on and realised, oh my gosh, that's something of consequence, because we've all done it. We all throw things in the bin and realise far later on that we've done something. Now, I know that Donna's husband was... I'm going to have to refer back to our message here. Sorry, Donna.
I can't remember. But it's interesting because I remember Detectable about 4 years ago. I think Pomsey, I don't know if he's in the chat, we were looking in it and there was a bit of a broken fibula in there. There was some nice finds that people have put in the trash bin by the side of the field. A lot of people just didn't understand what it was. I'm trying to think, it's a bit of a fibula. No, I didn't take it. I should have done. But yeah, I found that if I go through my finds that I think were took, like you keep like the coin pod, put the good stuff in, and then the bag, I've got like different types of bags, put it in there. Eventually, when I clean those out, what I think is just a bit of toot is a mimim. Roman minimum. Mercy and Metal detecting. Hiya. Oh, blimey.
I'm just about to read out Donna's first. Go on. So Donna started off the conversation, and she's obviously Lady Martin. So Stuart, his how do you still have that? The gun that an SSS commander gave up to Sir Stuart's granddad during World War II, but it disappeared by the time that Stuart had recovered from his injuries. So there was that one. Adrian, what was yours?
I'll tell you. Should we read some of them from the chat?
Well, obviously, I've put the first one up. How he's got back in, I don't know, but
that's a lie. He's never found.
Oh, is it? Okay, let's go to the next one then. So, English Prospector said, I put a Bronze Age turret ring in my scrap bucket, then saw it in Treasure Hunting magazine, which is one of the reasons you should buy both Treasure Hunting magazine or The Searcher, and was like, oh, or refer to the Archaeology and Metal Detecting magazine website. Mr. Sid Perry, Esquire. When I first started, I found a Saxon strap end and thought it was a zip. Luckily, it was left on the side, and my mate saw it and let me know. Over to you, Adrian.
Sid, how are you getting on with the 18-inch coil? What's the longest you've done with it? And I'll tell you how long I've done with it.
Adrian?
John Clayton, I threw away a Viking axe head away. I know where it is, but would need to drain the Grand Union cow by 10 foot so the big magnets dragon place where it went. Oh, shouldn't throw your finds in the canal. I once went through a tub of buttons and found a Silmer Flaming Hearts cufflink from the marriage of Charles II. Wow. Well done. Huh. Yeah.
How mental's that?
Blimey. At Donna, I found a curiously small drawer knob. Oh, she always has to. Then I found another one. Thought there must have been a piece of furniture burnt there years ago. Lobbed them. This was years ago, by the way. Ball knobs. Knobs. Lots of knobs in there, Donna. Oh, no. Coin. I've got one here, actually.
Rob Cornwell. Coin went to the scrap bag and had to dig it out again. And here comes Rob Randall. I loved the horseshoe in the bush, then found out it was off a donkey, and its owners, Joseph and Mary, were on the way to maternity. No, Stuart, you haven't missed the Rodney Cook announcement as of yet.
It'll be shortly. Yes, if we got to.
Where am I up to? Blazej Lewandowski. I remember a rally from 2013 in Luton that beginners as start detecting, dumping fibulas and buckles, and many more artifacts to bin on the evening. We was going through all the scrap and found a lot of nice stuff. Sid says, Adrian, only been out once with the 18-inch coil. It was on a Roman site, so not the best conditions. I winkled up a deep Roman, but only managed 1.5 hours. But I've purchased a harness now, so make it a lot easier.
That I've been out with it quite a few times, Sid. I've had it just over a month now. I'm just about to write a write-up on it. Funny enough, yeah, my sites went on a Roman site, and it's it was crazy. But I dug up a old grotty Roman, probably 18 inches. It's got some massive depth on it. But I've got a harness, but I can't find it. But you don't have to get a Mind Lab one. Detecting Innovations do one as well. Anyone who wants a harness, and it's only like 25 quid. Not quite as crisp as the Mind Lab one, but it's quite good.
Dominic Tomczyk says, last year at Detectival, we were looking inside the bucket with rubbish, and we found a nice token and other stuff that dumped by the French guys.
Oh, yeah, because they probably, yeah.
Pomsey said he never threw a load of live hand grenades in the river. Which is not. Dean, who's your daddy? I was going to throw away what I thought was a doorknob. I had damage from a plough. It was only me thinking I better clean the mud out that I discovered the gold ring and 4 trader tokens inside. Wow.
Wow.
Thank God for cleaning. Nick, no, I've honestly not even, I don't get messenger notifications. I've not even gone there this week, so I apologise. I will have a look momentarily and we will share it together. And he sent over a barn find. And it was
it's going through the treasure.
Andy Kerridge has just bought 2 books from Greenlight, Buckles and Buttons, 30 for the 2. Brilliant.
Well done. Yeah.
Sid can't wait to take that on Clean Pasture.
No, neither can I. Neither can I.
And that's all up to now. But Adrian, what was your historical find of consequence? It wasn't a metal detecting find, was it?
No, it could have been. I'll start at the back. and go backwards. So when my dad died, 3 or 4 years ago, we had to sell the house and we cleared out the shed. And you can imagine a sort of late 70-year-old man shed who never throws anything away, had tools from like the 1950s, you name it, everything. And me and my brother like, oh yeah, we'll keep that, get rid of that, get rid of that. And it's like, why has he got these chains? Why has he got bloody chains? Like, and they were like thick chains, like linked. And it's only about, I don't know, 5 foot length. So what the hell's he going to do with that? And so we chucked that. Anyway, it wasn't until about 6 months ago I remembered why he kept the chains. My dad, he was in the army, and when he retired, he helped out the Royal British Legion. So he used to go around and see old people who were in the forces and ask them if they were all right, needed a wheelchair or anything or whatever. And there was this guy who lived around the corner. I remember him clear as day. Really nice guy. He was in the Royal Navy. And prior to that, as a young boy, he was on a ship and it sunk. And just before it sunk, everyone was panicking, and he was panicking because it was going down quick, and he just jumped overboard. And because he was working, he had the chains around his neck, and he nearly sunk. But luckily there was a tender there. He got in the tender, and it was full of women and children, and he rowed them away to safety. And it was the Titanic. And I'll throw them away down the tip. Not that they're worth anything, but it's a bit of history, isn't it? Yeah. Wah, wah, wah. Yeah, his name was Ted.
James said he once went out in Adrian's car and lost a wheel nut, but thankfully Adrian found it. Will Way says once... What?
Sorry, James, he drove around my house the other week with a car he'd borrowed off me and wondered why it was wobbling, and the wheel nuts had all come off. Why? He drove it down an A road, like, oh, idiot, James.
Will Way once threw away an old iron handmade nail, only to find it was an actual one off Noah's Ark that was used to attach the signs to the post saying "animals this way."
Rob Random might be interested in that.
Evening, Ricardo. Yeah, I'm sure that Rob Random will actually probably buy that off you. Digger Dan. Hi, Digger Dan.
Right.
I found a rolled up medieval lead matrix seal in my scrap once, my first one. Always check your lead. Absolutely. Jake Christian, my best find has just been purchased by the British Museum, a posy ring that read, "Let this present my good intent." It had the maker's mark, so treasure. It was found near a Roman site close to me. Absolutely well done on that, Jake. Obviously, I can see from the little sad face that you would have liked it back. And that's obviously one of the pitfalls of the Treasure Act. But at the same time, there's a lot of people hopefully will be able to see that now and enjoy it nationally. Yeah. So well done on that. Where are we now? Anybody else?
Ronnie Lees. He sums it up nicely.
Where? Oh, sorry. Yes, and I can wholeheartedly agree, just for the sake of the person to my that way. And that's just one of many, and some of them are friends that I wouldn't give up for anything now.
No.
Donna Martin says, I agree, Dan. People don't value lead other than for scrap. Always wash your lead, chaps. I hope that's not a euphemism. I got £4 off the field in one session this week. Heavy pouch.
Ooh. It's interesting because
even Brother Spanish.
Julian Evanhart's fine surgery last night. I can't remember who, but someone said, look at that. And it was a bit of lead, but someone had carved a phallic symbol out of it. Ban him, block him again.
Hold on.
Yeah, get rid of him.
Yeah, he's on the naughty step.
Yeah, and it was someone had obviously sat there and thought, oh, what can I carve out of this bit of lead? And I know I can carve a phallic symbol, and it was quite nice. touched it. It was lucky.
Stephen Braham said he's trying those ferrite cores this weekend on the Q30 under power lines. I'll try and do a video with the results. English Prospector says, talking about finds, I found 4 Henry III hammies about a year ago. I went to the field at the weekend, so now I have another to hand to them. Brings it up to 5. Well done.
I was talking to someone last night. I won't mention their name, a detectorist, not a YouTuber or anything like that, just someone who detects as a hobby, pulled up over 500 hammers.
Donna Martin says, for anybody who finds anything extra special, like potentially yourself, Jake Christian, she knows somebody that makes museum replicas and they do bespoke work for private clients. Jim Painting says, on the lead front, I have a full bucket. Do the scrappies devalue it because of the sand and mud? I was thinking of smelting it into shiny ingots. Just be careful of the fumes.
Yeah, lead is very, very, especially white lead, is horrendously toxic. Horrendously toxic.
Donna Martin says they will tell it to you, but it's only worth about £1 a kilo at the moment.
Eagle Eyes sent me a message.
Oh, yeah, I need to send a message that has been sent to me by Mr.
That's an axe head. And he chucked it away. I think he bought it off eBay personally, but yeah, let's see. I'm not sharing it, James.
My gosh.
Andy Kerridge, what's hammered? Still waiting. It will come. It will come. It will come.
Andy, I've found minimal hammered coins in. I think I found 4 in total, and none of them are the type of. They're not the hammered coin that you see, and it's big and it's juicy and there's a nice big thing on it. It's small, or they're very vague and worn or bent or chipped, or they're all over the place. So I'm still trying to find my elusive one. Anyway, this is a find in a barn that was made by Mr. Nicholas West that he sent me last week. Now you can't see on the small screen that well, but the blade on the left hand side has got lots of engravings on it. I think it's German
YouTube, yes,
German language, and it's also got one of those stickers from the Third Reich as well. So there's that. In fact, let's have there's the other, and there's the other. However, Nick, I can't actually continue to show that due to the world of the YouTube police. Yes,
that would be whipped down. We would have men come around our house and beat us up.
With sticks. It's a 5th SS Panzer Division bayonet. Wow.
Andrew T collects bayonets. I've got some bayonets. My granddad used to.
I collect bayonet. Oh no, sorry, mine are them ones that you get in New Orleans and you eat.
Oh,
like a croissant-y thing.
Yeah, I've got a few bayonets and a pig stick. My granddad had them, and when he died, he had so many grandchildren. We all took raffle tickets, and all these stuff was given away. It's like a big family raffle. Very bizarre. Most people are in mourning.
Most families do like a meat raffle, and you do a.
Well, yeah, I have got a spear from the Zulu War. How cool is that?
That is. Nick West would probably fight you for it.
I won't get rid of that. No, it's it was in the museum. It was in the museum, and then in the 60s and 70s, and then something happened. There was a fire or something. They gave it back to my granddad. But yeah, I've got a Zulu War spear. It's well cool. Well cool. Yeah.
If you have any more brief tales about things that you found in your scrap bin that you haven't realised were of historical context and important, or if you've just got anything like Adrian's just told you about his Titanic chains, my little story that I remembered eventually, that I had a family member, and I can't remember who it was, and I had a Gurkha kukri, the kukri knives, not the cookery knives, the kukri knives. And sadly, I left that at the artist formerly known as Mrs. Sadler's house when I departed back to Mama's 20 odd years ago. So sadly, I don't have that anymore. Have you sent Gary the link?
No.
Oh, right. Sorry, Gary. I thought that you'd sent it, and obviously you thought that I've sent it. Gary, it's on its way.
Oh, Andrew T's got a Zulu spear tip as well. Yeah, it's like it's beautiful wood. It's naturally a branch of a tree.
And Andrew T's got a collection of kukris.
Blimey. Yeah, but
as I think that is why I've always had, because that was in my house from when I was very, very little, and it was on the mantelpiece. That's why I think I've always, well, there's a little one there and there's a bigger one there. I've got a thing for knives. Don't use them. They're just there because I like knives. So, yeah, I want to get myself a kukri again one day. I've not seen that, but Steve Cord says there was a gold Celtic bangle found by Nathan Guttridge 2 weeks ago. Just to hold and film, it was mind-blowing. I can well imagine.
Has anything been said about that one that was stolen anymore?
I've not seen it on the
show. No.
Andrew Teese also collects swords as well, plus Japanese swords from 1395 till 1425 that have been appraised. Steve, I will have a look at that. It's on his profile. Anybody who hasn't seen that has got Steve Cord on their Facebook friends list. And Donna's cashes her lead in before it gets too heavy for her to lift, so she normally gets about £11. I don't mean weight, she means money. That was on a soil search. It was epic.
Jim Panting, ex-police officer. I brought 2 curry knives through security when returning from Nepal. Jim. Oh, yeah, the talk. They reckon it was melted down within hours. Yes, that's right, Donna. Yeah.
Joking.
Someone's made a... No, that's what they reckon. Yeah. Yeah.
Andy Carriage, when I was in the Navy in Durban, I saw a Zulu with spear and shield and full headdress. 1968. Surely you aren't that old. Surely. Tidy treasure hunter. My bloody ex-wife sold a lot of my World War II stuff and a silver coin collection. That cow, but I was sleeping with a neighbour. That's the best one I've ever read.
That is funny.
Sorry, Steve.
But I think that the neighbour, I remember Steve was saying, he's a nice bloke and he detects. Right. Hang on. Yeah, Pomsey, 70 quid for a bucket of lead scrap. I don't know how much it is. Anyway.
Will Way, one of his mechanics, once found a 10mm socket and binned it. What an idiot. Yeah.
Do you know what? I've lost my 10mm spanner.
I didn't know that either. Metal Detecting War Relics. Nick West says they've got 700 swords now in the museum.
Wow.
Gosh. Anyway, we've now got to be joined for 2.79 minutes exactly by that lovely chap, Mr. Gary Cook, as he has got some information to tell you all about Rodney Cook. And I don't even know this. So Adrian's going to get a slap, but I've been very busy. Good evening, Mr. Cook. How are you?
Evening.
Oh, I like your T-shirt. That's very nice.
Oh, yeah. That's a nice T-shirt. Yeah.
See.
I threw it. Is that the Rodney Cook? Have that.
And it's extra large because obviously Dave knows I've put a bit of weight on. I've porked out a little bit.
That's because, Gary, instead of getting a normal bicycle, you're getting one of those electrical bicycles and you're not wearing the weight off.
And yeah, I know that I'm gonna hold out until Christmas now, and then get Christmas out of the way. And
It's
then
all
go
of
on.
this hobnobbing, with these upper echelons of society. We know
Actually,
what's
if you
going
had
on.
the food.
Yes.
Don't get me wrong; it was lovely, but it was one of those posh meals where you get like one potato and like 4 peas, and that's between me and Lisa. We got to share that. And yeah, you eat it and then you're starving. You have McDonald's on the way home or something, don't you?
And I bet you had all the peas, didn't you? And didn't give her one.
I did eat everything, and I was taking food off other people's plates as well because I was starving.
Sounds like me all over again.
Yeah, give me a nice bag of fish and chips any day of the week. So
I thought you actually said piss and chips then.
Yeah, I almost said that. Yeah, I did.
That's what I was thinking. What?
Adrian, I just wanted to show you this, like a couple of latest finds of mine.
Oh, hold on, Gary. Let me just put it on big screen. What's that, Gary?
That's a Roman unbonate brooch, complete with enamel.
Gosh.
And that is a fibula.
A what? Sorry.
That's a Roman fibula.
A Roman fibula.
Yeah.
Well, it's quite a large one, that, Gary, isn't it?
Nice. Yeah, and that's a Roman crossbow brooch.
Oh, lovely. Which is like a fibula.
It's very similar to a fibula. There's a trumpet fibula brooch.
Ah, the fibula brooch with a trumpet fibula brooch.
Trumpet one, yeah, that's it. And
so
then
that's 4 Roman brooches.
I don't know what that is. I don't know what that is.
It might be some form of fibula brooch, perhaps.
Yeah, I think so. I think it is a form of fibula brooch. So
I'll make that 5 forms of Roman fibula type brooches.
And then there's this one.
Oh, 6 fibula type brooches.
An earlier type of fibula there, along with that one.
Oh, 7. I feel like the Count off Sesame Street now. 7 fibula brooches.
and a ringer. What about the eye patch and the scar?
No, we all know you're a pirate. Look at him. Actually, yeah.
The Tom Selleck of the metal detecting world there.
Yeah, I solve crimes in my part time, and I drive a red Ferrari.
I drove past my local pub tonight, and there was a massive crowd.
Which is a first.
No, yeah, I'm not drinking. So, and as I drove past, my wife goes, "Oh, look, all them people!" And there was a darts tournament on or something, absolutely rammed. And I looked, and no one's like really playing. They're all laughing and pointing, and they had that on the dartboard, and they're all throwing darts at it.
Do you know what? If I can make someone's day happy by throwing darts at me or putting moustaches on me on the front cover, fantastic.
Well, I have, yeah. I have.
That's why we didn't put you on the front of the RKMD mag this year, Gary. It was just getting ridiculous.
Where is it? Whoa.
Oh, very nice.
Lovely.
Gold Stater.
From the Manuna tribe.
Yeah, from Manuna tribe. So that was that one. Nice. But my favourite find, and this is, I know we've got a gold coin, but I've never found one of these before. And this was my favourite. And I've never found this. So I know people are going to go, what? You're going to say that's better than
another fibula.
No, it's not a fibula. It's James II gun money.
Oh. Ooh. Wow.
Is that focused all right? And then the other side. I have never found gun money before. And I've been around people who's found it. And yeah.
I've never found a gun. I've never found money. And I've never found gun money.
But I'm not sure if it's true, but someone once told me that they actually melted down cannon. The reason why it's called gun money is because they were running out of bronze and they melted down cannons to make money.
Yeah. Yep, that's correct. That is, I remember hearing that. Yeah.
Yes.
And just an interesting side note there, nothing to do with guns or money, but Congleton actually sold the town Bible to buy a bear. for whatever bear malarkey they did in them old days. So Congleton is therefore known as Bear Town. Like gun money. It's all the bear. It's all the Bible to buy a bear.
Andy Carriage, what's gun money? Well, we just said it's James II.
James II.
Yeah.
1689.
Yeah, to whatever. And they melted down cannons. Because they, yeah.
And do you know where we term monkey hangers from?
Hartlepool.
Hartlepool's football team is nicknamed the Monkey Hangers, but do you know where the Monkey Hangers come from?
Because in the Second World War, it was suggested that there was a German spy and they were using monkeys, so they hung a monkey as a German spy.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah.
And there's Seb Regden. Seb, it was absolutely brilliant to see you in the flesh the other night, not in the metal detecting world in any way, shape or form, and talk about things that weren't metal detecting related. And delightful to meet your partner, who, as I said to Adrian at the start of the show, we had to get off the gin because she was making quite a scene with especially the language. I thought it was disgusting. And I feel for your mate, and I hope that the trip home was okay. Nick West says the name Gun Money stems from the idea that they were minted from melted down guns. However, many other brass objects, such as church bells, were also used. Mm-hmm. And Gareth Howard saying it was a French spy, French or German.
The monkey. Yeah.
And I didn't look dapper in my suit. I looked like a walrus in a yellow tie, orange tie.
Look nice.
Bit harsh. You don't look like a walrus, Dave. Lovely.
I did in a suit.
You know,
so Gary
wouldn't let me wear shorts to his wedding. Yeah.
It was because they're probably Gary, you've had a bit since the main Rodney Cook event, and then the No Frills event, and then the Pride of Britain Award, which you've won for the Southwest.
Gay.
And then going to London for the Pride of Britain Awards and meeting some amazing people and famous people as well.
Peter Andre.
And this week having the check presentation ceremonies to all the charities, which
I said Dave to take pictures, so I said Dave the photos of those. So yeah, Dave's got
just getting them up somewhere.
Excellent. Yeah.
So people know this year how much has RCM donated.
That's a lot of money, Gary. Have I paused?
No, he's frozen. I thought he got really angry with me. No, is it?
Well,
no,
there you go. Look. First check to the Brighter Futures. They donated £36,040. The next one to Sarcoma UK for £2,000.
Everything went funny then.
The next one to the Royal University.
Royal United Hospital.
Oh, there you are. You're back. Royal United Hospitals, £60,125. And to Countryside Learning, £12,000.
Oh,
yes,
that's lovely.
So £10,165 altogether. Incredible!
That is
amazing. Which means we've donated. So since we started, it means that we have donated to charity. Just over 400 and something thousand. So yeah, so that's pretty good going, really. Yeah,
fantastic.
You've got to raise money to donate it at the end of the day. So like we said last time I was on, you know, you get bills. You know, it doesn't. We get discounts from certain companies, but obviously at the end of the day, they're businesses. So you know, you don't get a marquee the size that we have, the main RCM. For free, you got to pay for it, and we have never had sponsors at the RCM, as you know. We've always run it as an individual, event. We don't have any mainline sponsors. We have people support us, obviously, but we've never had a mainline sponsor, because I've always felt that you lose your identity if you do that. And there's nothing against doing, it's just something that we decided at the RCM, that you lose your identity a little bit, because I've always felt that with full-blown sponsorship also comes a little bit of dictatorship, where you're dictated to by the mainline sponsor certain ways of running the rally, what you can and cannot do, and what they want, because at the end of the day they want their pound of flesh. If they're going to pump in a substantial amount of money into your event to help you run it, they're going to want their certain I's dotted and T's crossed. And we felt that we wanted to stay independent, and if that meant that we pay our own bills and we pay everything out of the money that we raise, then so be it. Which means that, what we've raised means that we can donate. If you don't raise, you can't donate. It's pure and simple. And we have bills. So as I say, donation-wise, once the bills have been paid and once we cleared all the debts and paid for the toilets and the marquee, and the list is massive of what you get when you run a rally of our size, once all those bills have been paid out of the money, the total that we'd raised this year, what we're left with goes to charity. And so that means that, 110,165 was spread out between the 3 charities. And then we obviously made a little donation to Sarcoma UK as well, because of the chap I told you the story that, at the main rally this year, I met a man who told me a very upsetting story about his daughter. And I made a promise that I would make a donation on behalf of his daughter, in her name, in her honor. And that's exactly what we did. We made that donation this week, and it was in her name, in her memory, in honor of her. So, and I wanted to keep that promise, which I made to him at the rally, because obviously losing a daughter, and she had a she had a daughter, so she left a young daughter behind, and she was only in her 30s, and it was that sarcoma type of cancer that that took her. So I felt compelled that I wanted to help, because, like I said to you before, at the RCM, people are compelled to tell me their stories and tell me, and that's what we're about. And so, but on a, very, very, very proud, very, very proud of what we've achieved. Very proud of what we've done, and it's been an amazing 7 years, which doesn't seem true. We missed one for COVID in 2020, but it's been an incredible run and an incredible ride, and we're very proud of what we've done, and we're very proud of what we've achieved. But sometimes things have to end, and I don't mean end, but it will end. So what I'm trying to say is, it's very difficult. We've had an amazing 7 years. We've had a fantastic 7 years, and the support that we've had from the metal detecting world has been incredible. I can't thank people enough for the amazing support we've had over the last 7 years. It's been absolutely incredible. But we've had a chat, me and John and Lisa and the team, and we've got together, and we've decided that it takes a lot to run an RCM rally the size of what we did. We don't just whack up in a field a week before and get everything organised. It takes a lot. It takes a lot of hard work, dedication, and it's very emotionally draining as well. It's very tiring, and the people that come and support the RCM, the helpers and everything else, are just the most incredible people, and they give it all up for free. You know, this is what people don't realise. This is these people come from all over the country, all over, to come in, support and marshal and help, and the world. Yeah, exactly. You know, and so it takes a lot from them, and we cannot thank them enough for how they help us. But myself, the main rally organisers, you know, especially Lisa and John especially, you know, John is my older brother. I've always said that. He's my right-hand man as such. I'm his right-hand man. You know, we're joined together. We're friends. We're best mates. You know, we love each other to bits. I wind him up immensely. You know, I know I do, especially running up to the rally. You know, you can't imagine how hard it is. You know, you're constantly looking at weather maps. You're constantly looking at daily weather reports, and you're looking at everything running up to the event. You're looking at the harvest. You're driving past every hour almost of the fields to see if the farmer's taking his tractor out and seeing if he's out there. And it can be so stressful. It's beyond measure. You know, it's beyond measure, the amount of stress that we go through, you know, and the time that it takes. It takes over your whole life. It really does, you know. And I've come to see my wife come home from work, where she works in a private school, and she works a hell of a long day, to come home, get in front of the laptop and spend 3-4 hours doing RCM stuff. And 11 o'clock at night, I'm saying, don't you think you go to bed, love? Yeah, I've just got 1 or 2 more emails to do. And people don't realise, you know, if they don't get a reply from their email within 5 seconds of sending it, oh, I sent you an email 5 seconds ago. Where's my reply? And Adrian, you know all about that, because you do a lot of the replies on the emails as well. You deal with that side of things. And you know that it, you know, people can be asking questions that are actually on the website, on the, you know, and things.
Yeah, I think people think it's only, they forget there is a website with all the information on it. Yeah,
exactly. And, you know, and this particular year as well, it's been a bad, not a bad year, but a tough year with, you know, and I will bring it up again, with the hate. And there's only so much you can take. There's only so many times you can be told, I hope you die of cancer, just like your dad. There's only so many times you can take that. And I'm an honest man. I speak from the heart. And I won't come on here and say to you guys, everything in the garden is rosy, when it isn't, because I wasn't brought up that way. I get a lot of stick. I get a lot of nastiness. I absorb a lot of it. I kept a lot of it away from the rest of the team. I keep a lot of it inside me, rather than allow John and Lisa and Ivy and Alan and Nigel and Gordon and Ray and Dave and Al McFarlane, all of them. I do that to try and, you know, absorb the nastiness. And as I say, you know, it's been a year there's been a fair bit of it this year. Some of it I won't even begin to repeat on here because it's just too disgusting. So that is all contributed. So I'm trying to get around saying too much about it, because it's difficult when to bring this, to talk about this, and it's difficult to announce it. But the RCM main rally will not be taking place next year. All right, there you go. Okay. I've said it.
However,
it's not going to happen. We're having a sabbatical from the main rally, so I just want people to take that in for now. The main rally, the big rally, will definitely 100% will not be taking place next year. We don't know when we'll do it again, but we need a break. We all need a break. So I know it's going to upset a lot of people, and it's going to annoy a lot of people, and there will be some people cheering. I'm sure there will be some people out there who will be going, thank God for that. Brilliant. Hooray. They know who they are. So let them have their moment of glory. But for all of those people who were saying the RCM isn't coming back next year, I'm going to swear now, total bollocks, because we're coming back next year. But we're not going to be in main rally. We will be doing no frills events next year. All right. So we will be holding 3, possibly 4 no frills events next year, with a cap on numbers on each one. And many people have said, including Adrian has had people say to him, they actually prefer the no frills than the main event. The no frills is less stressful. The no frills is less time consuming. The no frills is, you don't need as much land. Less frills, exactly. Again, you can't just turn up on a field a week before and hope for the best. It still takes a bit of planning, obviously, but it's nowhere near the amount of planning that goes into the running of a big event. So what I'm trying to say is it isn't ended, but it will be completely different next year as to what you've expected to get from a main RCM event. At the no frills, there will be no entertainment.
Gary,
there will be no.
I've got a question. Who am I going to abuse over the comedian choice? This, it's a.
Well, I can always
Gary can get up, but going back to it, Gary, I mean, some people can't make the end of August, September because I don't know they're going on holiday or whatever. So you've now got 3, possibly 4 opportunities in the year to go on a Rodney Cook dig. And the no frills, I love the no frills. The only downside is will there be a bar there?
Yeah, we can have a bar if a bar wants to come, but at the end of the day, this is what's great about the no frills. I will ask our caterer to say to him, we're going to have 4 of these events, hopefully 4 of them, next year, and we've already got 2 sites guaranteed. I did ask everybody at the no frills this year if I could arrange a revisit to the no frills site, would they be wanting to come? And pretty much everybody said yes. They believe there's a lot of unfinished business there. So we're going to be going back to the no frills site from last year. And we will be picking up, we have got a few other sites that we've got, like I've just noticed in the chat, John has said, and some new sites. So yeah, we've got things underway for next year. And there's nothing to say that I will say to my caterer, look, if do you want to come down? And it's the same with the, with the shops, if a shop wants to come along, you've got to remember, at a no frills rally, there's going to be 600 people, between 500 and 600 people capped.
Still a big rally.
Exactly. It's not going to be your 1200s, your 13, 14, 1500s that we've had before. So, we're still going to have the best part of 500 to 600 people, depending on the land we've got available and what we decide to cap it on. So if a manufacturer wants to come along, we're not going to say no to them coming along. They just need to be aware that it's not going to be to the same size as what they've been used to. And if they decide that they don't want to come along, then that's fine. We just need to have a rest from the big rally. This year's event was massive. And it took a lot of it out of us. And we all said, if we were ever going to progress or move to continue to do a rally of that size, we would need help. We wouldn't be able to do it part-time like we have been, coming home from work, doing RCM stuff, going to work, coming home from work, doing RCM stuff. from the very, you got to remember the RCM rally started for me and John from the very moment we packed away the last tent flag, tent pole from the main rally. The last bit of litter that was picked up off the camping field and put into the skip. Me and John were starting on next year, and I didn't want that anymore for John, and it wasn't fair. So that's one of the reasons why we've decided to do it. It means the RCM will continue, but just in a slightly different capacity. And as I say, we it's difficult to make the announcement that the big rally is going to end. But like I said, if it was going to continue, it would have had to have gone in a different way. And what I meant by that was we may have had to look at bringing, say, a part-time person in to do maybe 2 days a week, a part-time consultant or something, or events organizer, someone who maybe was retired and could maybe do couple of days a week solely on planning and organising the RCM, as in organising things and doing things to take the pressure off of the organisers. And it would have meant that we would have had a bill to pay. We'd have had to pay a consultation fee to someone, on a self-employed basis, so they do their own tax returns, whatever. It's hypothetical I'm speaking now. And I spoke to quite a few people that I trusted about that, and they all said people wouldn't worry if you had to do that, just because of the size of the event, Mm-hmm. But we've decided to go in a slightly different way at the moment, and we're not saying forever and ever and ever that the big rally's never going to happen again. That's not what we're saying. But for the foreseeable future, this is how the RCM is going to move forward for the time being, to see. We still want to continue raising money, and we still want to have our friends and people that we care about and everything else being, part of something that the RCM has grown to be something incredible. It's just going to be slightly different. And so in a nutshell, RCM main rally not going to happen next year, but No Frills will be back with a few extra. So if there's anybody want to ask questions, if anybody's worried about anything, if anybody's, as far as ticket sales go and everything else.
Well, I think
Gareth Howard says they specialised in sciatic nerves. Oh, sorry, that was a different conversation that Brandon was having.
I think the thing also with the main event, Gary, so much time and money is invested in it, and we've been very fortunate for the last 4 years to have good weather.
Yes.
So, I think having 3 or 4 spread out over. I mean, what are we looking, August to sort of October time? Yeah.
The way we've talked about it is we haven't, and we'll definitely be doing one in September, possibly 2, one at the beginning, one at the end, or October like we did this year. No Frills. We'll be looking at whatever we get land available, we can pop one up. That's the beauty of the No Frills. It takes a little bit of planning and organising, but you don't have to hire marquees. You don't have to hire so many.
Oh, look at him now. Look at me. I'm dead good with my thumb up.
He's gone mad.
Back again. That's quite demonic, wasn't it, then?
I think Lisa's on the PlayStation.
I just got a little bit more coal I just put a little bit more coal in my internet box because it went a bit cold. So the great thing is, I was trying to say before I disappeared into the Wi-Fi world, is that if a landowner gives us some land, we can pop one up. I can say to Adrian, right, Adrian, we got some land. It's going to be going to be in this month here. Stick it up. We can advertise it, stick them out on there, and stick them up for sale. And hopefully, however many people decide they want it, and they can pop up at No Frills. Exactly, pop up frills. So
maybe we should maybe we should change the name from No Frills, because I reckon it'll be a bit more frillier. Well, we called it. Could call it Frillia detecting.
Random frills.
Yeah, Frillia. Oh no, because Rob will take control.
He'll want a bloody freebie for using my name.
The beauty of it is that, like I said, we can, if something becomes available land-wise, we can create an event relatively quickly. And, you know, you never know. We might even have a one day or two pop in there as well. You know, if we get a farmer, one of our landowners says, "Oh, well, we've got some set aside here. You can have, you know, so many acres." I can again book something in 100 people for a day, you know, and have an RCM one dayer. We didn't do a one dayer this year, so we can. The world's our oyster with it, but the organising and planning of a no frills event is so less stressful. And every single one of the marshals and the organising team all say how much they enjoy doing the no frills, because none of us are on tenterhooks. None of us are worried about, you know, none of us are overly stressed and having so much to organise, gators, minibuses to get people. And it's my fault. You know, we had way too much land this year, way too much. And that was completely ridiculous. And that's ridiculous.
Gary,
do
you remember when we were driving round the bloke from the BBC? Was it the BBC? Yeah. We were driving him round and he said, "How many have you got here?" And we said, "Oh, a certain amount." He went, "Well, there's only like 50 people in that field." Then we drove to another field and he went, "Oh, it's about 100 in that." How many people did you say? Do you remember? Because everyone was so spread out. I mean, it was ridiculous, the amount of fields, but it was good. It was good.
Yeah, and I've learned a bit of a lesson. You know, I oversell the fields, and one of the things that John's always said to me, and the rest of the guys and girls have always said, I overly stress about the amount of land. I always like to have a hell of a lot more than what we actually need, because it covers me if we suddenly get biblical rain 2 weeks before the event and the harvest is like put back 2 weeks. I've always believed having too much is better than not having enough. And there's nothing worse than having 600 acres put aside.
Yeah, but Gary, I say that about food, and look at me.
I'd say about
drink, exactly. And you know, I don't ever want to be in a situation that I've seen other events suffer with, where their rally comes up and all of a sudden they've only got 3 fields available and they've got 600 people and everybody's moaning, you know, "Oh, we're crammed in like battery hens. You know, we can hardly move. We're all squeezed in." And I'd rather have people moaning that they had too much land than complaining that they haven't got enough. And it just worked out this year that literally everything was harvest. And I could have trimmed it down, but then Ricardo had already done the maps, and Ricardo had already printed the maps off and done everything, that we couldn't really change it. So we just thought, you know what?
And Ricardo's also vouching for there being too much bloody land.
Yeah, me and Ricardo spent 2 days putting the flags out.
Driving past us in the pub.
I remember talking to Ricardo, and he was putting in the posts with the signs for the fields.
2 days.
How many were there?
I think Ricardo said it 120 at one point. Bus stops
that were banged in, and bus stops.
Yeah.
100, and you know, Gary and Ricardo.
The first time we passed them, they were stood up a ladder.
We were like, "Ooh, we're going to the pub." Ricardo's arms, like,
I know.
167.
167.
Me and Rick really got to know each other. 167, there you go. Me and Rick really got to know each other over those 2 days, because we've been friends for quite a long time, and I love him to bits. And he's one of the nicest people I've ever had the privilege to meet. And we get on like a house on fire. But we were sort of like a married couple in my truck over that, because we were arguing about where to put the flag, or I was wanting to do it here, and Ricardo was going, no, we're not here yet. Look, that's not where we are. And I was going, well, okay, I'll get what 3 words up then, which will tell us where we are, Rick. And we were doing that. And said, see, we're over there. And we were having a right giggle, but we sort of had a few little spats with each
Rick was nice. Actually taking photographs at Shane's wedding with an old-fashioned camera the other day, and it was ace to see. So I took a picture of him taking pictures. So just to reiterate to anybody who missed it, Gary's announced tonight that the Rodney Cook Memorial, the big one that we know, that takes place the first weekend or the last couple of days of August, first in September, will next year not be taking place. The main event will not be taking place. However, there will be a series of no frills like events taking place. Up to now, 3 definitely, perhaps more. But that's obviously down to land, weather, and all the other contributing factors that run a rally for us. Is that about right, Gary?
Yeah, with maybe the odd one day thrown in for good measure if something pops up that's available and we can sort of like throw it out there, if needed. And I know it's going to upset a few people. I know a few people are going to sort of like, oh no, what's happening? But as I say, it's for all of our own sanities at the moment, really. Including Adrian's, because Adrian is a silent partner in the RCM. He doesn't never let it too much out of the bag, but Adrian has to deal with an awful lot.
He doesn't let bloody anything out of the bag. He never tells me anything. I have to bloody screw it out of you.
We're all there to help each other and also the hobby as well, and
exactly
raise money for cancer. And I like to do my little bit.
We need to round off the amount donated, don't we, to 500,000? We've done just over 400.
Got to hit that money. Got to hit that 500,000.
We can't leave it like that. We have to at least get to 500,000. So donated. So we couldn't leave it just like that. So and it is. Don't get me wrong. It's not all doom and gloom. I found it very difficult. I would find it very difficult to let go of it. It's come to be part of us, and helping people with cancer, raising money for cancer. It's a bit of not a drug, but it's a massive adrenaline rush when you had, like last Friday, when you got all the cancer nurses and the consultants coming down, and they look at the check and oh my God, £60,000 and 36 or something £1,000 to the other cancer centre, 12,000 to the Countryside Learning. These people are in awe of that, I couldn't just suddenly stop, but for our own sanity, we had to stop the big one for the foreseeable future until such time as we've recharged our batteries or we have a change of heart. But at the end of the day, the one good thing is that the RCM hasn't ended. It was a very difficult decision to make, and it was very hard for me to make the announcement tonight, because I didn't want to upset anyone. I didn't want to cause any issues to people, but I'm afraid sometimes you've just got to take a step back and think, it's not fair what we could see some of the none of us are getting any younger, and some of the organisers started to struggle with it a little bit, and I didn't want to see that continue, especially for John. John is like I said to you, he's my older brother and my best mate and my best friend, and I love him with all my heart. And I didn't want to put any more pressure on him at the moment. And he's, like me, happy to do no frills because he enjoys doing them. He really does.
You can tell the marshals, it is a lot more relaxed and exactly. But you saying about the entertainment, I don't know who it was. We make our own entertainment. Exactly. We all have our little barbecues going, and
some of us do that stay on site instead of being pansies and going and getting in hotels and stuff.
Well, that's because people film me putting up my tent with the Laurel and Hardy soundtrack in the background. That's why I don't do it. Well, you blink. I didn't realise it took so long, and that was sober.
That was meant to be one of them pop-up tents, wasn't it? Is that one of them pop-up tents? It was meant to pop up, and that's all you need to do.
Yeah, that's also where he got himself in his little nice sleeping bag and didn't realise he just brought like a sleeping bag and not a nice proper goose down.
Yeah, but I also left the door open of the tent all night, which doesn't help. Right, it's getting late, and we all get penalised.
It is very, very late.
I've got a John who has a camper van, and that's why I don't have to worry about it because I've got.
We know he's got a camper van. He has the bloody
single bed
generator
running on all the time.
Gary, thank you for looking for that HF coil. Thank you.
Oh yes, I will. I promise. I'll have a look this weekend and go through everything, and I'll sort something out for you. I'm sure I've got one somewhere.
Thank you.
Yeah, and thank you for a lovely write-up, Treasure Hunting Magazine, this month. Really nice.
Yeah, actually, you should laminate that and frame it because it's the last one.
The one with the moustache or not?
With
the one with the moustache? Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. I should know. Thinking Treasure Hunting
El
Magazine.
Padrino there. Right.
Look at all the finds.
Look at all the finds. Gary, thank you for coming on and sharing that information.
Always welcome. And
watch this space, definitely. Any updates on the Rodney Cook No Frills dates, we'll bring you as soon as they're available. If not, obviously on the show live. You'll find it in the Big Detecting Show Facebook group and the Archaeology and Metal Detecting Magazine Facebook page as soon as any information is announced. And obviously, there'll be clarification of everything that Gary said via the Rodney Cook Memorial Facebook group or page this evening, I'm sure. And obviously, keep your eyes open for any ticket sales. Thank you all for joining us tonight. I've really enjoyed it. We've tried something a little bit differently tonight, and obviously we've got some more ideas to come in the near future. Join us again
next week, Julian Evanhart.
Lovely Mr. Julian Evanhart. We'll be discussing everything that's been going on, recording his finds for Treasure Hunting Magazine. And also Adrian said he's got something to give away. So we'll join us for a giveaway next week. Gary, it's a pleasure as ever. Thank you for sharing the news with us. A lot of us are very sad, but at the same time, excited for more events. It's gone from 2 to 3, so that could be even better.
Let's look at it positively, and the RCM isn't ending; it's coming back.
And don't forget to go onto the Greenlight Publishing website.
I know I've got to
find out more information about the new finds identified 3 and the other books discussed tonight.
I've got the first 2 of that, so I'll be purchasing the 3rd one.
Perfect. Thank you, Gary.
Thank you, everybody. Same time, same place next week.
Take care, everyone.
8 p.m. Thursday night.
If I don't come on again, have a lovely Christmas.
He will.
We'll see him before then. He can't help himself. Good night, all.
See you later. Bye, everyone.